Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my page, Money Making Juggernaut. I'm your host, Eric Richardson, the #1 educator in the asset recovery space in regards to surplus funds, excess proceeds. Today, I am going to break down the difference between unclaimed state funds and surplus funds, okay? Because there can be some confusion with those two, and today I am going to break all of that down to you guys, all right? Before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe button. You guys know I'm doing this content for you. We must first understand where the money is coming from for these two, because there's a difference. Unclaimed state funds, this is going to be unclaimed property held at the state treasurer's department, okay? So the property is going to be the form of, like, let's say you had a savings account that you didn't claim, it got closed out, they had a dormant check, nobody claimed it, that's going to get reported to the state. Let's say you had an insurance payout, you never claimed it, that's going to get turned over to the state. Let's say maybe you overpaid on your electric bills, your utility bills, maybe there was even a PayPal payment to you that you never claimed. These companies can't keep those funds. Maybe there was a death payout to you, you were a beneficiary, never got paid out, or maybe it was to friends and family members. Since that person passed away, we could help the heirs. So this is going to be many different reasons that somebody could have had their funds unclaimed. If you look it up on Google, there's over 49 billion in unclaimed funds in America right now. So that means that there's that much unclaimed money that we can go help people. In terms of unclaimed state funds, that's what it is. Surplus funds, this is going to be the surplus or the excess amount that was paid at the foreclosure that's rightfully due to the previous owner or their heirs. All right, so to keep it very simple, unclaimed state funds, this is money held at the state level. Surplus funds, this is money held at the county level. All right, now typically for state funds, there is going to be some restrictions on how much you can charge. They might say, oh, the most you can charge as a finder is 10%. Also, for unclaimed state funds, sometimes you do have to be a registered PI, which is a private investigator, or you have to be what's called a registered heir finder or a finder. Now, typically to become a finder, you can go directly on the state's website and you can see what the requirements are. It's going to be a background check, some paperwork, and maybe you have to mail in a check to them. Getting started in unclaimed state funds is not difficult at all. Now I want to get into the differences of the actual business. Okay, so now we understand how the two funds come about. Now let's talk about the claim process, how you can help them, things like that. All right, so for surplus funds, we understand that we can get a lot of the leads for free. All right, directly from the county's website, we can see how much was owed, we can see what the property sold for, we can see the surplus amount. Some counties are even nice enough to provide a surplus funds list. Okay, so we can get our information from the county for free. With unclaimed state funds, they don't always provide this information for free. All right, so if you want to become a finder and you want the list of individuals, typically you'll have to request that and they might charge. All right, like Arkansas, for example, you're going to get charged $25 for that. And you go to Massachusetts, you're going to get charged $10. Not every state is going to have the option to receive the list of everybody in the entire state. I mean, those lists are very large. Some have an online portal where you can go in and do a search. Now, some states are great. You can request the list, you'll see everything. Who's owed the money, when the money was reported, how much it is, the claim ID number. It is very simple. You go in, you put the claim ID number, you fill out the paperwork, you're good. Some states don't do that, all right? They make it actually kind of difficult to do that business. Doesn't mean it's impossible. They just make it a little bit difficult. You have to do what's known as a direct search. All right, so if you guys want to go look up your friends, family members, I encourage you to do so now. You might be surprised if you find some money. Now with surplus funds, that's a little bit different. Typically counties are going to give you a claim form. If they don't give you a claim form, then you can have an attorney draft one for you. You can use some documents in our course to receive that money, but we're going to submit that to the county and they have a review process. Unclaimed state funds are typically processed within 60 days because that check is literally already ready. The money's there in the state treasury. With surplus funds, that has to go through the legal systems, it has to get reviewed before the payout. All right, so unclaimed state funds can be very profitable, maybe a little bit more simple when it comes to people to understand how this money came about. If you're working in a state and they do provide the company that reported the funds, let's say it was a Wells Fargo savings account, it's going to give you the year. You can say, hey, look, you had a bank account with Wells Fargo, they reported the funds back in 2006, you had a dormant check in the amount of $6,000 that nobody claimed. I can help you claim that. You know, I'm registered directly with the state, which is a good thing when you become a registered finder. You know, our fee is 10%. They limit us to that. I can send you over some paperwork and we can help you get this started. All right, so unclaimed state funds, the call approach can be a little bit more simple than calling somebody with surplus funds, telling them that the property was foreclosed, that we can help them, things of that nature. But unclaimed state funds is great, guys. I like to implement both. All right, so if I have somebody with surplus funds, I'll search them on the unclaimed property department. All right, because sometimes they might have some money. I just helped a client and we actually helped them get $12,000 more from the state treasury because they had a savings account that they never claimed. And it sounds crazy. It's like, wow, you just went through a foreclosure. If you had that savings account, you could have saved your property. But it happens, guys. So if you guys want to actually learn how to do unclaimed state funds and surplus funds, all of that is in the asset recovery course. All right, so it's going to teach you step by step exactly how to operate this business. You're going to get all the documents necessary. You're going to get video trainings, everything you need. So I'm looking forward to helping you guys out. Make sure you use the code Take Action, no spaces, all one word, Take Action. You'll receive $100 off. I'm looking forward to helping you out.